Tonight, live at 5, Wisconsin's primary election is less than a week away. Now, a judge is deciding if it should be postponed or not. Plus, a matter of life or death. That's the message from President Trump, who says the U.S. needs to continue social distancing for at least the next month.
Coming up tonight, see how the Duluth School District is getting ready for distance learning.
And later, how one mining company is lending a helping hand to food shelves on the Iron Range.
You're watching Live at 5 on Live Local CBS3.
Here's a live look from an empty Denfeld High School as students prepare to begin distance learning within the coming week. Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. Minnesota saw 5 more deaths related to COVID-19, bringing the total in the state to 17 with nearly 700 cases.
As cases continue to rise and people continue to stay home, schools all over the region are adapting to online learning, which is set to be in place for at least the next month. That includes the Duluth School District, which had 8 days to come up with a plan to make that work for thousands of students. CBS3's Emma Quinn joins us live outside Denfeld High School. Emma, what is this next month going to look like for students in Duluth?
Yeah, so Kristen and Tony, while Minnesota schools are able to start school distancing this week, Superintendent Bill Gronseth says the Duluth Public School District will be doing things a little differently. This week they're using this as an orientation week to prepare students, parents, and educators so they can get acclimated to this new learning process. They want to ensure that students get used to their new weekly distance learning packets, which are available online and can be delivered. The district made both an option, knowing that some students live in more rural parts of the city and may not have access to internet. Students can pick up their packets at the same locations where the district is dropping off free breakfasts and lunches. Gronseth says the teachers develop the packets and they're based on grade level and subject. The district hopes this transition will ease everyone's anxiety about the new tools.
These being new tools, we wanted people to be comfortable with using the tools before we really dove in with more of the academic pieces. I feel like we're ready to do that, so we're rolling some of it out tomorrow.
Now, Gronseth adds the switch to online learning was in the middle of the 3rd academic quarter. He says the orientation week is being used to help students finish any last-minute projects and work so they can get grades for that quarter. So after this transition week, the Duluth Public Schools will be going into their spring break, and following that week, they will start their 4th quarter in the next coming weeks.
Certainly a lot of changes for both teachers and students in the weeks to come. Thanks, Emma. Let's take a quick look at the updated number of cases. As of today, Minnesota saw 5 more deaths, bringing the total to 17 deaths among nearly 700 COVID-19 cases. Meanwhile, Wisconsin is up to about 1,600 cases with 25 deaths. And Michigan saw an increase of 1,700 cases between yesterday and today. They now have nearly 10,000 with 330 deaths. Of the more than 900,000 cases worldwide, there have been almost 200,000 recoveries.
A federal judge is set to hear arguments on why he should postpone Wisconsin's presidential primary and other spring elections Tuesday to give voters more time to file absentee ballots. As of today, the election will be held as scheduled on Tuesday, despite concerns about the coronavirus. Multiple groups, including the Democratic National Committee, have filed 3 federal lawsuits. They are seeking to postpone in-person voting until after Governor Tony Evers' stay-at-home order expires, allow clerks to send absentee ballots to all registered voters, and give clerks until June 2nd to count ballots. If the election does go on as planned Tuesday, elected officials are encouraging everyone to vote absentee. The deadline to request an absentee ballot is 5 p.m. tomorrow. A completed ballot must be received by your city clerk by April 7th, no later than 8 p.m. The City of Superior is also offering curbside voting at certain polling locations that will be open. The April 7th ballot features the presidential primary, Supreme Court race, and local elections. No word yet on how May's 12th special election to fill the 7th District congressional seat will be affected.
In other Wisconsin news, Governor Tony Evers made a clarification to the state's stay-at-home order today. He says vape, smoking, and cigar shops are non-essential and must close. Liquor stores, on the other hand, are essential and can stay open. Meanwhile, Governor Walz will give his State of the State address Sunday night. It's set to start at 7, and it will be delivered from his home in St. Paul. We'll stream his speech on our website and our Facebook page.
The White House's coronavirus task force is now warning the worst is yet to come in the fight against the pandemic. Natalie Brand has more details from the White House.
As we're saying, John, this could be a hell of a bad 2 weeks.
The president says extending social distancing guidelines for the next 30 days is a matter of life and death. But even with restrictions in place, modeling shows 100 to 200,000 people could still die in the U.S.
We don't accept that number, that's what's going to be. We're going to be doing everything we can to get it even significantly below that.
One possible new measure could be asking Americans to wear masks once the supply increases.
We've asked the CDC to take another look at whether or not having more people wear masks will prevent transmission of the disease to other people.
While most states have issued stay-at-home orders, there is still no plan for a national mandate.
If you're never within 6 feet of any single individual, then you've controlled the virus.
President Trump and Defense Secretary Mark Esper will hold a conference call this afternoon with service members and their families as the response and threat of COVID-19 impacts the military.
We are going to take care of our people. That's job number one.
The Department of Defense is now dealing with an outbreak aboard the USS Theodore Roosevelt. The ship's captain sent an urgent letter saying, "We go to war with the force we have and fight sick," but added that sailors don't need to die and called it an unnecessary risk to keep them on board.
We cannot and will not remove all the sailors from the ship. And that's not what the commanding officer requested either, nor the medical team. Our plan has always been to remove as much of the crew as we can while maintaining for the ship's safety.
The Roosevelt is currently in port in Guam, and the infected sailors have been taken off the ship. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
If you have questions about COVID-19 symptoms or treatment, you can call the numbers listed on your screen. You can also find them on our website, CBS3Duluth.com. Just click the coronavirus tab. All right, let's turn to the weather with Dave. Dave, chilly today, but decent amount of sun for a lot of people out there.
Yeah, the clouds are supposed to build in, and they've been doing so very slowly.
Okay.
The precip is still off towards the border with North Dakota, and that's where the brunt of it's probably going to fall. Folks, there are looking at winter storm watches. Shouldn't be that bad in our area. Probably will still be more rain than snow, but there is still a snow component to what's coming our way. Live look. Oh, I am not beautiful conditions in Grand Marais right now, but they shall not last. Clouds are coming your way as that low-pressure system pushes towards the region, bringing a good chance for rain and a rain-snow mix. Forecast for Thursday, the day planner says 60, 50, 70% chances for mixes and rain through the day on Thursday. Probably an even better chance on Friday, but salvation comes on Saturday, and we'll show you that sunshine potential coming up in a few more minutes.
All right, thanks, Dave. Still to come on Live at 5 from a food shelf in Ely, receiving a big donation to more broadband in Wisconsin. We'll take you around the Northland, city by city.
And the largest tourist attraction for Duluth has been canceled for the summer. Tonight at 6, we're taking a look at another big draw for the area, the Air Show, what their summer plans are.
You're watching Live at 5 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live Local CBS3.
Real encounters with God are life-changing. Join us Sundays at 11:30 for The Message of Good Hope and learn how you can reach your highest potential through a relationship with Christ. Only on the Duluth CW.
The Garage, it's your space. Get a garage fit for all of your agricultural needs with our Farmer 40x40 garage. Store all the equipment needed to get the job done. No matter what you put in your space, trust us to build it right. Economy Garages, built right, priced right.
Today, more than ever, you need fast, reliable internet. At Mediacom, we want you to know you can count on us. Our fiber-powered 100% gigabit technology network was built for the future. We have enormous capacity and power and 99.99% network reliability. So even though these are uncertain times, we're prepared. And you can be certain we'll keep your world connected.
The balances on your credit cards are worse than your yoga poses.
It's going to be a stretch to make those payments.
Call Consolidated Credit. They can lower your interest rates to get you out of debt fast without destroying your credit. The program works. Call Consolidated Credit. Call
1-800-322-8269. 1-800-322-8269.
Your work is your name. You live by it. At Northland Lawn Sport and Equipment, we take our name, our work, just as seriously. John Deere excavators, skid steers, and loaders have the compact agility and big-time ability you need to finish the job. Comfortable, affordable, and backed by a 2-year, 2,000-hour full machine warranty. Standard. In-person service calls and parts delivery keep you work ready. Our techs are highly trained and incredibly knowledgeable. Northland Lawn Sport and Equipment. We make sure the work lives up to your name.
Star Trek Enterprise.
Find heroes and icons only on My 9.
Welcome back to Live at 5. Here's a live look at Ely, where it was a pretty chilly but sunshiny day. We'll find out more what's happening there in today's City by City in just a moment. From a generous donation to food banks on the Iron Range, plus a massive broadband expansion for the Red Cliff Band in Wisconsin, we have that and more as we take you around the Northland, city by city. Starting off in Ely, where the city food shelf is just one of many in the Arrowhead region that will be receiving a donation from Cleveland Cliffs. The Cleveland Cliffs Foundation, along with AK Steel Foundation, collectively donated $55,000 to area food banks. The funds are being distributed via the Arrowhead Economic Opportunity Agency. Making our way to Grand Rapids, where Thunderhawk hockey player Jack Pert has been named the All-Iron Range Hockey Player of the Year by the Grand Rapids Herald Review. Pert, who is a junior defenseman for the Grand Rapids High School boys hockey team, was a key player for the team this year, leading them in scoring. To Wisconsin, the Red Cliff Band of Lake Superior, Chippewa have been awarded a grant worth more than $107,000 in order to expand broadband in the area. The grant was awarded by the Public Service Commission of Wisconsin and will expand internet access across tribal lands and allow businesses and community centers to utilize the latest technology such as streaming and remote education. If there's something going on in your neighborhood that you think we should know about, go ahead and send us an email, and it might be featured as we go around the Northland, city by city.
Still to come on Live at 5, if you and your partner are both working from home, we've got some tips and tricks to help manage your time together to create the best possible outcome.
Here's that Ely live shot again. So if we showed Grand Marais where it was still sunny, farther to the west in Ely, the clouds have thickened there. That's because there's a low pressure system right on our doorstep. It wants to make us rainy. It'll probably succeed, and I'll tell you when, coming up after our break.
I don't like bullies, and I don't like you.
Star Trek Voyager.
Find heroes and icons only on My 9.
Did you know that over 90% of today's top-rated television shows can be watched for free, including live sports, news, and the hottest sitcoms, all for free with TV Freeway Gold. Simply plug it into the back of your TV and start watching all of your favorite HD broadcast television shows free. TV Freeway Gold uses premium gold-plated connectors, giving you high-quality signal transfer so you can watch all your major channels all in high definition, absolutely free, anywhere you want it, even on your boat, so you can cut the cord and get TV the freeway with TV Freeway Gold for only $19.99 for free TV forever. But when you order now, you can get a second TV Freeway Gold for a second TV. Just pay a separate fee, and we'll ship them both to you free. But you have to order now.
Call 1-800-408-5417. That's 1-800-408-5417. Or visit tvfreewaygold.com. Order now.
For over 80 years, Nissan has been with you through thick and thin. And now is no different. We're offering payment options for current owners. And our service departments are here to help. And for future owners, we're offering no payments for 90 days on 14 models. This is help when you need it.
Watch Anthony Matt weekdays at 6 and 10 p.m. on live local CBS3 Duluth.
Northwest Outlet is closed temporarily due to state regulation. Stay safe, everyone.
when severe weather hits. Tune to CBS3.
Tonight at 10, we'll be out here in the storm.
For up-to-date coverage morning and night.
Stay away from here.
Live local weather coverage on CBS3 Duluth. Now, the CBS3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Well, this time around with our live look, we're eyeing up the forest just north of Grand Rapids. And, you know, things are easing up and becoming more spring-like. There you see that the snow is retreating from the roadways, still a little bit farther off in the brush. But, you know, over the next couple of days, nature will try to increase the snow count again because our low-pressure system coming aboard has a snow quotient involved. And I'll show you how much might try to stick over the next couple of days in just a bit. But right now, of course, we cast our eye upon the airport in Duluth, near the towers there, where we're still getting sunshine here in Duluth, but clouds have been advancing from the west, and they're starting to infiltrate some towns, and as the night goes on, the process will increase, and our precip chances will increase as well. But at the moment, it still looks nice at the airport. 39 degrees, east wind 14 miles per hour, relative humidity 65%. Current temperatures, just like yesterday, pretty chilly by the lake, like Tony mentioned, but farther inland, it seems very spring-like. 46 International Falls to 47 in Grand Rapids, 46 Moose Lake, and 54 from Solon Springs to Hayward. 49 degrees in Watersmeet. That's a little bit on the nice side, all right, but cooler by the lake. 42 Ironwood and Ashland, upper 30 Superior, and 2 Harbors and Silver Bay and Grand Marais as well. Temperature profiles like this likely will linger until the lake warms up, frankly. And along with trying to slowly warm up, well, clouds are trying to slowly increase, and that sets us up for 50 to 70% rain chances tomorrow with snow mixed in during the overnight hours and an 80% shot on Friday. Doppler map right now, though, of course, shows that slow progression of clouds trying to take over the region while higher pressure and sunshine tries to still rule the roost. But towards North Dakota, yeah, the clouds are increasing. Light rain showers are crossing the border and heading towards the Aiken region. And like I mentioned, overnight, when it gets a little bit cooler, snow will try to mix in. Folks towards Fargo are facing a winter storm watch. Our area probably won't get as much snow if it tries to stick. But if it does stick, by Friday night when the system leaves, could be 2 inches near International Falls, 1.5 inches around Hibbing, a trace to 1 inch for the Twin Ports, and really not that much for Wisconsin or the Upper Peninsula. And then, once we get to Saturday, finally, sunshine takes over. We get sunshine to last the whole day on Saturday, but as early as Sunday, rain could come to call once again. So now we fire up the forecast for the week ahead. We're eyeing up Thursday. It's a 50% chance for the rain, mostly cloudy sky. Overnight Thursday night into Friday morning, that's when we get the chance for that snow to try to stick. 80% chance for rain during the day Friday. But there is our break in the action Saturday. 42 and sunshine, Tony. And then we start to cloud up again on Sunday, as I mentioned, and another round of persistent rains could be with us through perhaps next Wednesday.
Well, now that we're officially in spring, I suppose we should expect some rain and some clouds, right?
Yeah, the April showers have come in right on cue this year.
Looks like it. Thanks, Dave.
Working from home has become the new normal for many, and for some, that could also mean being around your partner 24/7. So how do we stay sane and juggle work with our significant other by our side? CBS 3's Leanne Valdez spoke with a psychotherapist today who shared some tips.
Katie Erickson with Duluth Counseling Center says there's simply no manual, even with what we're dealing with inside the home. But there are some things you and your partner can practice together to overcome feelings of uncertainty and lessen the stress. Number 1, keeping a routine is vital. Get dressed like you're going to work. Have breakfast, keeping it the same as it was before COVID-19, the best way you can. Number 2, having designated workspaces, working in separate rooms or floors. There are homes where that doesn't allow, but even designating a corner to your own workspace helps drastically. Lastly, multitasking may not be the solution to everything. Save the non-work conversations until after you've clocked out.
Just really making sure people respect that and making it very clear, I think, is going to be the most successful for people to keep some kind of sanity and not being interrupted.
Erickson goes on to say to remember to give yourself a break, and everyone is doing the best they can.
All right, thanks, Leanne. We'll have more of those tips coming up tonight at 6.
Virtual learning at Duluth East hasn't stopped students from showing their school pride. This week is when the Duluth East School normally holds their Spirit Week. Students and teachers set up Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages so they can keep the tradition alive. Danielle Westholm, an English teacher at Duluth East, says keeping Spirit Week alive is one way to create a sense of community in times of uncertainty.
In this time of so much uncertainty, I think that it really creates stability for them. And it still gives them a way to build community amongst themselves.
Today's theme was Wacky Hair Day.
Let's talk about dogs. Every day on the CBS3 News Live at 5, we're featuring an adoptable pet in our region. Today we're going to the Chequamegon Humane Association, where Zorro is available for adoption. Look at that handsome boy. We're told he's a very good boy who understands most basic commands and is potty trained. Zorro does need a home with a fenced-in yard because he's a husky mix. He has a lot of energy to burn off. He loves playing with other dogs, but is not really a big fan of kids. In his spare time, Zorro does like chasing cats, so homes with feline friends might not be a good mix either. If you want to know more about Zorro, go ahead and call the shelter. The number is on your screen right now. They're not accepting walk-ins, so you do have to call ahead of time.
Still to come, blood banks are in serious need of donations right now. How you can safely help coming up.
And how a Northland business is helping healthcare workers stay fed.
If you have a dental emergency involving pain or swelling, contact your local dentist. Do not go to the hospital. It's an unnecessary risk of exposure to COVID-19 and uses up valuable supplies. Dental offices are open for emergencies. If you have a dental emergency, please call your local dentist office.
That's my boat.
How'd you get Andy to finally let you buy one?
I used a new strategy. I didn't tell her. Don't underestimate me. Superman can fly. Batman has the Batmobile. I can wear a woman down. Did you tell Mommy why you're so sad all the time?
Because we don't have a boat. We are not getting a boat.
You didn't even sell it. You were Peter Pan in the school play. Where was that magic?
Matt LeBlanc, Man with a Plan, premieres Thursday after Young Sheldon on CBS.
In your community, there are businesses ready to help you through this difficult time. From restaurant takeout, appliance repair, roofing, or AC services, BBB connects you with local, trustworthy companies ready to do business safely and ethically. Support your local economy. BBB, building trust in trying times.
To those who are on the road and keep our warehouses and stores stocked, those cooking the takeout orders and who help us in the store, those who keep things clean, and those who answer the call and keep us safe. We know these are trying times for everyone. So thank you. We're all in this together and appreciate your dedication.
I don't believe there's another meteorologist in this area who has the experience and years that Dave has. His experience, that's something that's really special to CBS3.
He worked his way up from janitor up to a weather guy.
He's just like this bastion of knowledge.
Get to know Dave Anderson weekday nights on Live Local CBS3.
Sports are my passion and the love of my life. And when you watch a sportscast, the biggest compliment that I get is that you seem so excited about what you're talking about. And that's not an act for me. Who doesn't want to see someone, you know, deliver their news in a fun way? So if you love it, I love it, you're gonna see the authenticity that I think I bring to CBS3 Sports.
Watch sports with Kelly Hinseth on CBS3. CBS3 is going live at 5, focusing on bringing you hyper-local news and weather. Getting the stories that impact your community the most, right down to your neighborhood.
130-year-old.
We're live outside the Husky Refinery.
The city of Duluth is getting a new hockey rink.
A new convention center is coming to Virginia.
Special inn here in Finland welcomes the mushers from
CBS3, live at 5.
One Northlander is stepping up to feed the healthcare workers who are putting their lives on the line. Gary Schneider owns GB Schneider Restaurant in Duluth Spirit Valley neighborhood. He says he was driving by a mobile testing site one day and saw an opportunity to help his community. For the past 2 weeks, he's donated lunches to the healthcare workers at that testing site. Schneider says he's proud of how many people are stepping up to help their communities.
It's nice to be able to give back a little bit. I'm not doing nearly what some people are. We had a woman buy a gift certificate yesterday for $50, handed it back to us and said, give it to somebody you know who needs it. People are wonderful. They're just coming out of the woodwork.
Schneider says he's hoping to keep this up in the weeks to come.
The Red Cross is asking anyone who can to share their health. The organization has had to cancel more than 12,000 blood drives nationwide due to coronavirus. That means they've had 350,000 fewer donations than expected. Now they're asking people who are healthy to donate. Hospitals still need a steady supply.
Once the economy gets going, once hospital procedures start opening up, it's going to be really important as we get into late spring and early summer that people are out donating blood.
Dan Williams, who we just heard from there, says blood drives are working hard to protect donors, including temperature checks and sanitizing workspaces, so it is safe to donate.
The first phase of a big road improvement project is set to begin in Superior on Monday. The section of Highway 2 and 53, also known as East 2nd Street, will be under construction during the first phase. The project stretches from 2nd Avenue East to 31st Avenue East. Highway 2 and 53 will remain open to traffic, but will be limited to at least one lane in each direction. The speed limit will also drop from 35 to 25 miles per hour. The project should be done by October. The second phase will happen next spring. For details on the work being done, head on over to our website, CBS3Duluth.com. Plus, you can expect lane closures on part of I-35 in Duluth tomorrow. A section of southbound I-35 from 21st Avenue West to 27th Avenue West will be closed from 7:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. MnDOT crews will be doing some work ahead of the Twin Ports Interchange project, which has been mostly delayed until spring of next year.
Tonight on the CBS Evening News, rent comes due for many Americans today as the vice president suggests the country won't be back to work until June. Plus, our interview with top infectious disease doctor Anthony Fauci. Should everyone be wearing face masks? And we'll meet some dedicated supermarket workers supporting their community during this crisis. That's all coming up tonight right here on the CBS Evening News.
Star Trek Enterprise.
Find heroes and icons only on My 9.
With so many nourishing shades, a color change is easy. Nutrice has 77. From our darkest blacks to our lightest blondes, it nourishes while it colors, plus avocado, olive, and shea. Change a little or a lot. Nutrice, nourished hair, better color. By Garnier, naturally.
That's my boat.
How'd you get Andy to finally let you buy one?
I used a new strategy. I didn't tell her. Don't underestimate me. Superman can fly. Batman has the Batmobile. I can wear a woman down. Did you tell Mommy why you're so sad all the time?
Because we don't have a boat.
We are not getting a boat.
You didn't even sell it. You were Peter Pan in the school play. Where was that magic?
Matt LeBlanc, Man with a Plan, premieres Thursday after Young Sheldon on CBS.
Hi, Minnesota. Governor Tim Walz here. During this unprecedented battle against the COVID-19 virus, I want to say how grateful I am for Minnesota's willingness to help one another. I also want to make sure that I say, continue to watch your local news stations. Local news and local newspapers are putting out facts and not fear, and that's what it's going to take to get through this together. If you need more information, please go to the Minnesota Department of Health website. Together, Minnesotans will defeat this and come out better on the other side. Thank you.
In your community, there are businesses ready to help you through this difficult time. From restaurant takeout, appliance repair, roofing, or AC services, BBB connects you with local, trustworthy companies ready to do business safely and ethically. Support your local economy. BBB, building trust in trying times.
Charge your phasers for Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Find heroes and icons only on My 9.
Welcome back to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look over Duluth as we head into the evening hours. Now let's have a look at some of our top stories from 5 o'clock. Well, Minnesota begins distance learning this week. Duluth School District Superintendent Bill Gronseth says Duluth schools are using this week as an orientation period to help get students and families used to the process. Teachers are issuing weekly learning packets, which are available online and for delivery to families.
Plus, a federal judge will soon hear arguments on why he should postpone Wisconsin's presidential primary and other spring elections in order to give voters more time to file for absentee ballots. As of now, the election is still scheduled to take place next Tuesday, despite the COVID-19 pandemic. Coming up at 6, we'll learn more on how the state plans to man voting stations with so many workers under quarantine.
Also tonight at 6, the Duluth Air Show is going ahead this summer despite the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. We're looking into why event organizers are making the decision to hold the event despite concerns related to the virus.
April 1st already, Tony.
Already, I know. It's
Believe it?
springtime and already April.
It's
We're
hard
already
to
3
believe.
days into our new show.
March did feel like it was a year long.
Yeah, I think it was. Right, it's not April 1st, it's March 45th,
Exactly,
I think. Yeah.
exactly. All right, well, that's your news at 5. The CBS Evening News is next.
We'll see you back here at 6.